This week's AEW Dynamite had a stacked card featuring plenty of stars in action. Jeff Hardy wrestled his first singles match in the company against Bobby Fish in the Owen Hart tournament qualifier. Apart from that, ROH champion Deonna Perez made her much anticipated AEW debut when she defended her title against Mercedes Martinez. Plus, the mystery opponent handpicked by MJF showed up on Dynamite for a fight against Wardlow. But let's get straight into Fish v Hardy. Fish and Hardy started things off with some back and forth reversals of the crowd firmly chanting for Hardy. Of course, the action soon spilled to the outside where Bobby hit a dragon screw on Jeff. During a commercial break, the former NXT star continued to assert its dominance. Fish then hit a backdrop suplex on the charismatic Enigma for a 2 count. Jeff then found an opening in the match when he hit a couple of lariats and a Manhattan drop for a near fall. The former champion then took to the top rope, but Fish recovered in time for a go to the top rope from where he would hit a suplex on Hardy for a 2 count. Fish then quickly reversed it into an armbar, but Hardy managed to break out of it. Moments later, Jeff yet again went for the Swanton Bomb, and this time successfully hit it to qualify for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. And yeah, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Really enjoyed the match. For me, right result, Hardy winning. Lots of dream matches there potentially. And yeah, decent match for two men, veterans now really. Post-match, the Young Bucks came out and entered the ring where they had a stare down with Jeff and Matt Hardy before shifting their attention to Bobby Fish. Young Bucks v Hardy, I'd love to see that again. The Blackpool Combat Club were next against Angelico and the Butcher and the Blade. The match on Dynamite started with both sides quickly coming to blows. The Combat Club gained control of the match as they outsmarted their opponents through technical superiority. However, once the Butcher was tagged in, he began manhandling Yuta thanks to his size advantage. Yuta then hit German suplex on the Butcher as he came back from the break, allowing Moxley to tag in. The former AEW champion rolled out of the ring where he tossed the Blade all over the place before bringing him in to the ring before hitting a cutter. The American Dragon was next as he hit a dropkick on Angelico, after which all 3 members of the Blackpool Combat Club applied their submission maneuvers to secure another relatively easy win. And yeah, just building up for the first feud, technically kind of an elongated squash match, so I'll give it 6 out of 10. But anyway, backstage, Jurassic Express interrupts as Starks and Hobbs, saying that they love the idea of defending their title against him. Jungle Boy laid down another challenge to Stark for his FTW championship, agreeing for next week's show. And yeah, that's going to be a great match. But in another backstage segment, Lee and Strickland made their intentions to have a rematch against Starks and Hobbs clear. So yeah, interesting to see where that all goes with Team Taz. But anyway, next up was Wardlow versus Big Cass, William Morrissey as MJF introduced him. And yeah, really great to see him back. But yeah, I'll get into more of that later once I've done the match. They began the match with hitting back and forth moves on each other, as you might expect. The former WWE star hit a brutal boot on Mr. Mayhem, forcing him to roll out the ring. On the outside, Morrissey continued to attack his opponent, laying down on Wardlow. Back in the ring, Wardlow fought back, hitting a series of punches on Morrissey, but the latter again took him down with a slam. Moments later, the former Pinnacle member took to the top rope from where he hit a picture perfect moonsault. Wardlow then followed this up by hitting a powerbomb to secure the victory. Post-match, Wardlow attacked security, refusing to be handcuffed again. He even picked up a security member and powerbombed him to the outside. Mr. Mayhem then took the mic and clarified that he wanted MJF to release him from his contract with the Pinnacle. The Salt of the Earth then responded that he would give Wardlow a match against him, but there will be certain conditions which he will reveal from next week's Dynamite during the contract signing. And yeah, just to build up to Double or Nothing is getting closer and closer now. And yeah, all makes sense for this kind of escalate. But yeah, on the whole, good match, good storytelling at the end. About time to move on from that. But yeah, so great to see Big Cass back in good condition and performing on Dynamite. So on the whole, this was really great. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Backstage, Hayter and Baker traded bars with Ruby Soho and Toni Storm ahead of their match on Rampage next week. In an interview in the ring, Hangman Page stated that his match against CM Punk wouldn't be respectful. Instead, Hangman Page would destroy the Second City State at the upcoming pay-per-view. He added the straight edge superstar wasn't in the arena today and was probably shooting a TV show and vowed to embarrass Punk during the title match. Slightly more heelish side of Hangman Page. Intrigued to see where this dynamic goes, but yeah, setting up an intriguing storyline for the next few weeks ahead of the match. Because yeah, I'm certainly intrigued to see where this goes now. But anyway, in the backstage segment, Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt, alongside Singh, revealed that Lethal would compete against Takeshita on this week's episode of Rampage, which will be a great match. Before we got Santana versus Chris Jericho, the proud and powerful member attacked Jericho before the matches even began in this grudge match. The two performers soon began brawling on the outside. After a few moments, Jericho and Santana finally entered the ring where the match officially started. However, the JS members distracted Santana, allowing the champion to capitalise during during the break. Back on the broadcast, Jericho attempted a splash from the top rope, but Santana continued by hitting a drop kick, and then he hit the Three Amigos on Jericho, after which he went to the top rope. Jericho followed him to the top where Santana hit a headbutt on him, followed by a frog splash for a close count. Moments later, the former AEW champion locked in the walls of Jericho and Santana, but the latter managed to reach the ropes. Both performers then traded brutal chops on each other before Santana hit a cutter out of nowhere for another 2 count. The proud and powerful member then hit a discus lariat on Jericho despite a distraction from the outside. Just as he was about to execute the finisher, the JAS distracted Santana again, allowing Jericho to hit a low blow, followed by the Judas effect to pick up the victory. After the match, Santana and Ortiz was taken out by Jericho and his society, but Kingston was not around due to the Firebird attack last week on him. And yeah, this gets 6 out of 10 from me, kind of the predictable way it would go. And yeah, grudge match, but yeah, it's kind of all just building that towards Jericho and Kingston, but for this, it was okay, I suppose. Backstage, Joe warned Lethal he was vowing to confront him at Rampage. Before in another backstage segment, Gun Club gifted the Acclaim a pair of scissors after Max Caster and Anthony Burns teased an alliance between the two sides last week. But anyway, Brian Pillman Jr. spoke about the House of Black infecting the mind of his and Griff Garrison's ally Julia Hart. The Varsity Blonde member then thanked John Harbour, the Baltimore Ravens coach, and his best friends for always being on his side. The House of Black soon came out and began decimating them on Dynamite. Black soon locked in Julia Hart straight in the eye. House of Black then handed her a steel chair to attack Pillman, but Hart couldn't. This forced Black to remove her eye patch. However, Death Triangle soon interrupted the segment, forcing them to flee. I mean, like, yeah, kind of time-filling stuff, really. I mean, maybe it wasn't, but yeah, it kind of just felt there. It was okay, I guess, but yeah, just wanted the storyline to advance a bit more now. Ray Phoenix then took on Dante Martin. The Death Triangle member hit a jaw-dropping splash on the outside on Martin in the opening seconds of the match, showing just how good he is. During the break, Dante found his way back into the bout and executed a pitch-perfect top rope suicida on Ray to the outside. Back to the live broadcast, Martin hit a cross-body dive on Phoenix for a close count. Next, Ray had our Hurricane Rana on Dante, then an elevated cutter for another close pinfall attempt. Moments later, Martin hit a super kick on Ray Phoenix, after which he went to the top rope. Phoenix then followed Martin from where they both landed on their feet, leaving the fans stunned. The top flight member then hit a Poison Rana on Phoenix, but the latter soon recovered and hit his finisher to qualify for the Owen Hart tournament. And yeah, good win for Phoenix, kind of just a reminder of what he's all about after his little spell out injured. And yeah, certainly a good match. It gets 7 out of 10 from me. Before backstage, Darby and Sting addressed the former's upcoming match against Jeff Hardy in the first round of the Owen Hart tournament. I can't wait for that, it's going to be great. Thunder Rosa then delivered a promo on the entrance route, talking about her journey in the promotion, and called out number 1 ranked Serena Deeb. Deeb, the upcoming challenger for Rosa's title, stated that she would become the champion to become the best woman in the world. Deeb then vowed the Mera would have the shortest title reign, and she intends to win at Double or Nothing, and I can't wait for that. It's going to be a really great match. Before backstage, Dark Order's John Silver hyped his match against CM Punk, which emanates next week from his hometown in Long Island, New York. And before we got Deonna Purrazzo versus Mercedes Martinez. Purrazzo and Mercedes traded some quick reversals in the opening moments of the match. During the break, Mercedes then hit a spear on Purrazzo on the ring apron. The action soon swelled to the outside, where Martinez and Purrazzo began trading elbow shots. The ROH Women's Champion then set into the former Raw Superstar's face into the ring post. Back inside the ring, Martinez hit a big drop on Deonna, following that up with a boot for a close count. However, moments later, Purrazzo attempted to lock in her opponent's fusion or armbar, but Mercedes then managed to break out of it. Next, Mercedes applied the Dragon Sleeper on Purrazzo, forcing her to tap out for the relatively quick victory, it seems. And yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I don't know, I just felt kind of being given a bit more time. Now, don't get me wrong, it was fine, but yeah, I just kind of want to see a bit more from it. Or maybe even Deonna to retain, just because I want to see her stick around in AEW, but that bit's understandable. So on the whole, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Overall this week, Dynamite gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I enjoyed this episode of Dynamite, don't get me wrong. It wasn't my favourite episode of Dynamite, hence why I've kind of given it a 6, which is normally lower than usual. Yeah, I don't know, it just didn't feel like a massive episode of Dynamite with stacked cards, but not every week's going to be that. So yeah, kind of gets just a bit lower than usual, but still perfectly enjoyable show. But anyway guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, and comments down below. Follow on to thanks for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel and I'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.